Live today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be doing a live workout today or not. I actually really wanted to go for a run, but I did a little too much dancing on Saturday for Valentine's Day, and my foot still hurts a little bit. So, better to be safe than sorry. This looks a little crooked, doesn't it? Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see how that is. A little bit better. Might fall over. We'll see. So yes, my foot is still hurting from dancing too much on Valentine's Day. So I did not go for my run today. I really wanted to. The weather's really perfect for it. It's supposed to get pretty hot the rest of the week, but better safe than sorry, because if you have an injury that just happened, it's better to just nip it in the butt rather than pushing through it, because then it's gonna hurt worse and take longer to heal, right? So better to just go easy now, and it is what it is. I really wanted to run today though. Okay, so I'm gonna do my warm up, and today we're doing mostly a core workout, doing some abs, a little bit of glutes. I do a lot of glutes on Sundays at the gym, so just a little bit of glutes today, and also some handstand exercises. So I'm gonna do a little extra warming up for my wrist, because the handstand exercise I'm doing today is a little bit more intense. So let's get warmed up. Get my song going here. We'll start with this one. All right. So I'm not gonna do, I usually do like jogging and stuff like that, but because my foot doesn't feel the best, I'm just gonna do a little bit more low impact. But still gotta get the heart rate up and the blood flowing everywhere. So now I'm gonna do a reach up and down. I also have my sister coming to visit today with her kids. So I might do, depending on if they want to, if I live stream my workout later this week and do some hoop, I might have some children in there. And then we're gonna do a little cross and up. I had a lot to do today. I didn't get any of it done because I was kind of cleaning the house and getting everything ready for them. So I am a little behind. That's okay. All right, and then we'll do some little kicks. Again, just something more low impact, so I don't have to jump on that foot. My hamstrings are a little sore. And then I'll do a little kick to the side. Still warming up. All right, let's do head up and down, get some fan going here. Two more here. And then I'm gonna go side to side. And then tilt my ear towards the shoulder. And then circle all the way around, and then I'll check the chat. Once I'm done with my neck, we're gonna do 5 each way. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day to go running. I'm really mad that I can't go. But I just know I would have heard a lot worse after. Not worth it. There's always next week. All right, let's do some shoulders while I check. Who we got in here today? Oh, Blue Bar Sound says he's down with a rotten cold. Sorry to hear that. I was sick not too long ago, last month. So I feel your pain. Oh, Alexander likes my setup. And he says it's 70 in Arizona. Yeah, it's about, I'm in South Florida, and it's about 71, 72, perfect running weather. Although I don't like to run when it's like full sun. I do like a little cloud cover. It was a little cloudy earlier, but I was busy cleaning, so I didn't make it out. But it's supposed to get warmer by the end of the week in the 80s. And 80s is a little too hot for me for running. So when it gets that warm, I usually try to go first thing in the morning or right before sunset. I'm gonna have to switch up what time of day I go running here soon as it gets warmer. It gets really hard to find a decent time to run in the summer here, I'll tell you that. But I make it work because I do like to do it. I'm not counting. We're looking for 10. So hopefully that's about 10. So this was kind of a last minute live stream. My last one was very last minute. I think the last one I did was making the turkey burgers, which turned out really good. And I gave my parents a couple of them because they live near me. And my mom really liked them and she wanted the recipe. So I sent her the link to the video I made. And she thought when I told her I was going to send her a link that it was like a professional cooking channel or something on YouTube. And then she didn't realize it was going to be like me live streaming. And she was making fun of me because it was kind of last minute. I wasn't really planning to do a live stream cooking, but I want to do more stuff like that. So I just kind of did it last minute and I didn't have everything like pulled out and measuring things like a teaspoon and all that. So I think I put like way more pepper in there than the recipe called for it. She just said she was laughing the whole time. So I'm glad it was entertaining for her. I think in general, even my fitness videos, even my dominatrix videos, if you go on my main channel, definitely always a comedic aspect to my videos, I feel like. If you're not having fun, what's the point, right? I like to laugh. I'm warming up my wrists. I'm gonna do more of a warm up on my wrists after this, since we're doing a little handstand today. And I have a fun, I don't know if you'll think it's fun. I think it's fun. A fun new handstand exercise. It's kind of like a body awareness thing that really helped with my handstands yesterday. I tried it for the first time, so we're gonna do, we're actually gonna incorporate that into the workout today. Little scapular warm up. My arms are getting very tired at this point. Do about 10 of these one way and then the other way. If you're doing this, make sure you're squeezing your abs in so your body's not moving around, which is easy to do because you look like you're about to take off flying like this. Okay, that's more than 10. Side warm, oops, stupid ceiling fan thing. Do about 10 each way. Starting to warm up the spine. I think that's 4-ish. 8, 2 more. All right, and then we're gonna do a little twist and open. Stretch up and twist. We'll do one more each way. Really try to rotate as much as you can. All right, down to the floor for some cat-cows. Finish warming up my spine. And we'll do the wrists while we're down here. Oh! I did some ab exercises on Saturday. That hurts. I can really feel it stretching out when I arch, which means I should probably do some back bend training. Because my abs feel very tight right now. And of course I'm not counting. We'll say that's 8-ish, 9-ish, 10, and circle it out. Oh, it feels good. 2, 3, 4, and we'll go the other way. All right, little hip circles, these shorts, like to write down. Okay, hip circles for 10. Other way, so we're doing 10 each way. All right, and then the other side. Lifting it up out to the side and back while not arching my back. And then the other way. That's 5. All right, so I'm just gonna move my mat back a little bit. Whenever I do wrist warm-ups or like planks, stuff like that, it's always best to be on a hard, flat surface. I used to teach yoga on the beach, and sometimes, it's been a while since I did yoga on the beach, but yoga on the beach is a lot more challenging because it's a lot harder on your wrists because of the sand. So just remember, you know, this is a thicker yoga mat, so it's a little bit more squishy. But anything with more squishiness to it is going to be harder on your wrists. So the first handstand wrist warm-up I like to do is just circling around for about 10 times. I'm not going to do my whole wrist warm-up, but just at least part of it because it'll take too long. And I lost track already of how many that was. We'll say that was 8, 9, 10, and then the other way. So, you know, I always do a little wrist warm-up, but this is in addition to my regular wrist warm-up so that they can be really prepped for handstands. Because you don't want to hurt your wrists, that's for sure. They take a long time to heal. Okay, and then I like to do this little thingy where I point my fingers away and then I'm stretching my fingers. I'm going to do 8 or so. Usually I do 10. Now I do have an injury on my right hand. I injured the tendon here. And then I also think I have a Dupuytren's contracture forming on that side. So that side's a lot harder. The fingers are more stiff. And actually this is probably a really good exercise to help prevent a Dupuytren's contracture if you're like me and starting to get it. Once you have it, it's probably going to be too late. But it's very common actually, a lot of people get it. I lost track, of course. gonna hold this one and just stretch it for a second, give myself a little extra stretch here. Okay, and then I like to just wiggle my fingers after that. Okay, and then the last one I'm gonna do for my fingers and wrists is to come up onto metacarpals. I believe that's what that joint is. Like that. So the goal is to really get straight up and down. Like I said, this side's tighter. It doesn't go up all the way. It's a lot better than it used to be actually when I first started doing this. But really trying to get all the way up on like the balls of your hands. This joint right here. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna bring it back and hold it. You know, I should know the name of that joint, but I don't remember it. Couple deep breaths. If you want an extra stretch, you can always go into a plank position while doing this. I like to sometimes add my hand here to kind of push it down further because this side is tighter for me. All right, that doesn't feel that good when you come out. I like to wiggle the fingers and just kind of gradually start bending them, rub it out a little bit. Start seeing if I can, yeah, it hurts. Okay. Then, the other thing I like to do before I do handstands is a puppy stretch and a pec stretch. So we're gonna do that on the floor too. I'm gonna angle you down so you can see me a little bit better. So we're still, Alexander says, pole exercises. Not doing pole today, but I do have other live streams where I just do pole. Move this forward a little bit. So I'm gonna do a pec stretch on the ground. Pole might get in the way. I'm gonna turn away. Sometimes I like to bring this arm over and then I'll put a strap there and really try to get my hands closer together. Or you can even just hold it there. Or just let it fall back. Really focusing on the bottom pec anyways. Okay, that's probably good. And then the other side. I don't usually do this type of stretching before exercises, but when it comes to handstands, it is helpful. If you've joined my live streams before, you know I do most of my static stretching at the end. Warm-up is usually more dynamic. Okay, puppy stretch. The handstand, this is the last stretch we're going to do. Last prep before the handstand. So I try to keep my hips right over my knees and my arms are shoulder width apart. You don't want them too wide. And then I'm getting my chest down to the ground. So first step would just be to get your forehead to the ground. If you can, then get your chin to the ground. And working on getting your chest all the way to the ground. All right, I'm gonna come out. Sometimes I'll go in and out of that a few times, but for the sake of time, we're just gonna keep it brief. Wiggling out the neck, shaking out the shoulders. Okay, as usual, my workouts are 15 minutes long. Interval training, so 50 seconds on, 10 seconds in between. And I'm gonna go over the exercises as we go. So I'm just gonna start the workout and do the exercises, except for I do wanna show you one. So I like this exercise called a triple knee tuck. I'll show you what it looks like, and we're gonna make it a little harder today. So a triple knee tuck is in a plank, and then you bring one knee into your chest and back, and then to your elbow, and back, and then across your chest. Actually, I usually do across the chest, middle, and then elbow. Forgot what I was doing for a second. Okay, but if you're up for it, well, you can always do that version. That's the easier version. If you're feeling frisky, what we're gonna do, and this is the one that's good for working on like body awareness and handstands, is we're gonna grab this foam roller. Dude, don't let your dog wander around in my yard, weirdo. Okay, we're gonna put yoga blocks on the foam roller. And let's see, do I want my fingertips on the yoga block or not? I'll leave that up to you. You can either have your fingers over the edge or on the block. I would say on the block just because one of the things we're working on is spider fingers and pressing down with the fingers and then pressing with the wrists to get balance. So I've never done the triple knee tuck like this, so it's gonna be a bit experimental, but we're gonna be here and then doing that same exercise. So I'm a little far back. I'll probably bring it a little bit closer, but you wanna really try to have your shoulders over your wrists when you do this, is the goal. Okay, so extra challenge for that exercise today. First exercise, I'll just go over them real quick and then we're just gonna jump into it. First exercise is an over the chair kick. And then so there's 3 rounds of all these exercises because there's 5 exercises, 15 minutes. So we're gonna do each exercise 3 times. Well, we go through all 5 and then we start at the beginning again. So the first one is an over the chair kick with a squat. The last round, do I wanna do that? We'll just do that all 3 rounds, keep it simple. I was gonna do something else, but it's gonna be too complicated. The next one is a V-up. So that's like a core exercise on the ground. Then we're gonna do a 1-leg tabletop pulse. Then we've got that triple knee tuck. And then the last one is gonna be a handstand press. So if you're just working on handstands, if you're new to handstands, then what you can work on is just having your hands on the ground. You can have your feet up on something, if that helps you. And you're just gonna work on tucking one knee into your chest and shifting the weight over your hands. And then you can kind of switch. So just working on building up that shoulder strength to hold yourself up in a handstand, if you're brand new to handstands. Let me angle this up. Well, I guess we could keep it there, really. Yeah, we'll just keep it there. Maybe, I think you can see me enough. That'll be fine. Okay, let me move this to the side. To this side, because I am going to use the truss here for my handstands. And a sip of water. And we will get this show on the road, so to speak. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so interval timer. We'll start it. What happened? Why aren't you playing? Uh-oh. Technical difficulty. Hold, please. Oh, geez, that's not what I want. I don't know what the problem is here. Doesn't usually do that when I go out of the app, whatever. There we go. Okay, so I've got the interval timer. Let's see if I can get it where you can see it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you got the interval timer there. You can see it as it counts down. 50 seconds on, 10 seconds in between. First one is a squat over the chair kick. Try to get that leg up. Whoa, as high as you can without falling over. Big high kick. There's the ding. Next up is the V up. So we're gonna be on the ground. And I'm gonna have this hand along my side to stabilize, and then I'm bringing my knee to my elbow. So we're gonna do the other side for the second round, and then switch halfway through on the third round. So I'm pushing in with this elbow, and that's what's stabilizing me as I come up. So I'm not all the way on my side, because you're not going to be able to lift up like that. I am kind of rolled back on my hip a little bit. 4 seconds. One more. There we go. All right. Then we've got the tabletop pulse. Yes. So we're going to be like this, fingers facing forward. One knee on top of the other, and squeezing it up. So next round is going to be the other leg, like this. Last round is going to be a clamshell with the booty band. Or you could do this one, and then switch in between, or switch halfway through if you want. Halfway there. Really squeeze that glute at the top. 5 seconds. Get those hips up. All right. Next is our new exercise. It's a little tricky. You can do it the regular way if you're not crazy like me. I always gotta make stuff hard, don't I? Yes, I do. So I'm switching sides every rep. There's the ding. Okay. Next is the actual handstand. Shake it out a little bit if you were just doing that one. Like I said, you can do a handstand prep, but I'm actually working on a handstand press. So I'm gonna come up. Oh gosh. And then put my hips against my truss. Legs come down as much as I can, back up. Come on now. Whew. Take a break. Go back into it. We're about halfway there. 'Alright, back to the top. We have the over the chair kick. Here we go. I've never done the work on the press handstand on the truss. It's definitely a lot harder than the wall. Get that leg as high as it'll go. Woo. Five more seconds. All right. is the V up. So I did my right side last time, now I'm doing my left. This hand's here for balance. Get that knee towards your elbow, or elbow towards your knee, whatever. Get it up there. Halfway there. More seconds. There we go. All right, then we've got the one leg tabletop pulse. So I had my right leg on top. Now I'm gonna do left leg, and then I'm squeezing my butt up. Try to get it up, hips up as high as you can. Halfway there. Oh, I'm starting to feel my butt from yesterday. Oh, I probably shouldn't have put this one in the workout today. 3 more seconds. Ah! Okay. All right, and then we've got the triple knee tuck on the yoga blocks. Again, if it's too hard to do on the roller, you can go on the ground. It is a lot. Little break. Feel it. Try to get another few in. Keep those elbows straight. Oh. Okay. Then we've got the handstand. A lot of rest. Back to back. That's okay. So I don't think I'm gonna try the press again. It's a little bit too hard on the truss. So I'm just gonna work on kicking up and then trying to hold away from the truss. Working on my balance. Actually, next round I'm gonna do something a little different. Too late this round. Little break. Probably not going back into it. We only got 5 more seconds. So next round, I'm gonna try it facing away from the truss. It'll be experimental. Okay, last round. Back to the top with the over the chair kick. Here we go. This looks easy, but it's actually kind of not. Takes a lot of balance, and then you're trying to get that leg up as high as you can. Thirteen more seconds. Last one. All right. Next up is the V up. We're gonna switch. I'll start on this side first. Halfway through. A few more. All right, and then we'll switch sides since it's the last round. Always want to do everything on both sides equally. A few more seconds. A couple more in. There we go. All right, so instead of the tabletop, we're doing a clamshell with a band, but you can do the tabletop if you want. I'm just gonna do this sitting and just trying to pull my knees out. Let me get a little bit higher from the knees. This is a pretty heavy duty band, so. Halfway there. I actually want to try this another way. You can keep doing it that way if you are. I just wanted to see how this works. Oh, that's not too bad. So if I add a little hip extension with it. I like that. All right. Let's get that thing off. Then we've got the triple knee tuck on the roller or off the roller if you want to be a baby. Just kidding. It's hard. That's what she said. Okay. I keep wanting to bend my elbows, so remind yourself to keep those elbows straight. I think that was the end of the playlist. Shoot. A little break because this is hard. 8 more seconds. No music. Okay, there's the ding. Let me get some music real quick. Last exercise, last round. Or, why is this not working today? All right, so I'm probably gonna go for an extra interval since this one's almost over. You can be working on the handstand if you were ready for it, because I was not. I was messing around with music. This can get a little dangerous. That's okay. So I'm gonna do a handstand facing away. Wonder. No, I don't want to use the pole. We're gonna use the truss. Okay, so here we go.
Activity completed.
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more like that. I did the left leg tucked in, so this time I'm gonna try the right leg tucked in. Eventually the goal is to hold the tuck position, but I'm not there yet. That's okay. So we'll do one from the other side. Let's see, I think it's easier if I start further out and then walk in. There we go. Oh, my wrists are done. Alright, so we got a little handstand training in. It was a lot having the foam roller on the blocks. Oops. Back to back with the handstand. It's a lot on your wrists. But I kind of did that on purpose because that exercise on the blocks really helps with the body awareness of knowing how to tilt your wrists when you're in a handstand. I do think I want to do one more handstand and just see if I can hold it for a few seconds, and then we'll stretch. So, maybe do I want to use the pole? No, I don't want to use the pole. I'll use the truss. Okay. So last handstand, I'm just going to see if I can hold it a little bit. There we go. All right. I feel like I could have probably held that one a little bit longer, actually. Shake it out. Let me check the chat. Be careful where I'm swinging my arms. I almost knocked over the iPad. Whoops. Hello to Pedro. Danny sounds like a rude person. Hopefully you left. Okay, let's stretch. Move this out of the way. I think I've almost killed it enough today. So the chair kicks was a lot of hip flexors, so we're going to start with stretching out hip flexors. I'm going to start with just a lunge. Hold it for a few seconds. And then I'm going to take it down to the ground. I'm going to straighten up a little bit. Ooh, that's not me. There we go. So, getting up nice and tall, really tucking the hips under and then coming forward. Bring that foot forward a little bit more. Just wherever it feels comfortable. A few deep breaths. All right, and then we'll do the other side. So taking the right leg back and tucking the hips under. That was a nice little workout. I would have rather gone for a run, but it is what it is. And then down to the knee, tucking that hip under, and then coming down. Pushing back with the hands. Good, couple deep breaths. All right, since we did do some side abs with the triple knee tuck and the V up, we're gonna come to the pole. If you don't have a pole, you can just grab an elbow and lean to the side, but I like to use my pole to get that same stretch. We're gonna hold it for about 5 deep breaths. One of my favorite stretches. All right, other side. Do a little shoulder stretch while I'm here, and you can do this down on the ground like a child's pose. And then I'm going to go the other way. All right, and one arm up and lean in. And again, you can do this on the ground. And the other side. do a little pec stretch. And lean away. Let's see, what else do we work today? Abs, so we'll do another ab stretch on the ground. We did some glutes, so we'll do abs and glutes once we get down to the ground. And inner thighs, since we did the squats too. Okay, so what did I say? Abs and glutes. So, actually let me do one more shoulder stretch. Otherwise this one muscle in my back is gonna get all pissed off. All right, that's better. Other side just for a second. Really the left side is what I need this stretch on. Okay, ab stretch. So I'm gonna come down to my knees and then I'm gonna tuck my pelvis under, extend through the top of my head and lower my hips down. Roll your shoulders back so they're away from your ears. Little cobra pose. Let those hips sink down as far as they'll go. If you're kind of bendy and you want to get crazy, you could always add your legs. I'm not super bendy, so I'm going to stick with just the abs. All right, and then we're going to squeeze the abs in, tuck the tail to come out. All right, glutes. We'll just do my basic favorite basic, whatever. One leg on top of the other. I like to lift my bottom up and then sit up real tall. And you can use your arms to push yourself more upright, which will give you more of a stretch. This is my looser side, easier side. My other side is much tighter. All right, other side. So bringing the booty up for a second, sinking it down. Yeah, I gotta go back a little bit further on this side because it's much tighter. You do want to make sure you're lifting your chest and not rounding. We're gonna do one more glute stretch and then we'll finish with some wrist and neck stretches. For this one, the goal is to stack your shins so that they're kind of, I guess, parallel together. So I'm gonna put one foot on top of the other. You do want both of your sit bones on the ground. This might be a little tricky if you've never done it before. If it's way too hard, you can have the bottom leg straight. Otherwise, you're gonna try to have it bent. Keep your sit bones on the ground. And then you're working on, first step is just to be here and be comfortable. Obviously, my left hip is very tight, like I've said. And it hurts my knee a little bit, so I'm gonna support my knee while still stretching my glutes. So I'm trying to work on getting this knee down to the ground, there it is, and then eventually this knee a little bit flatter. If you're pretty comfortable here, if you're pretty bendy and you've got more flexibility here than I do, then you can bend forward. That's not quite in reach for me. I'm just gonna bring one hand to the front. Okay, and then we're gonna switch. So now the other leg is on the bottom. Again, you want your shins like parallel. You don't want your heels in towards your hips. They are in front of your body a little bit. And then stacking, I'm putting my foot right on top of my knee. Because this side is so tight, I'm gonna support it with a block. And then I'm just working on keeping my sit bones on the ground, letting my hips open. As this is opening up a little bit, I'm gonna slide the block out a little bit more so my leg has more room to go. And again, if you're super bendy, you can fold forward. Getting a little movement there, that's good. All right, slowly coming out of that. We'll just give our hips a little breather. All right, wrists and neck. Sometimes when I'm sitting on my knees, I like to stick a block under my hips. It's a little more comfortable. So I'm just gonna roll my head side to side. Up to you. You can just leave it at that, or if you want to stretch out the side of your neck a little bit, you can grab one side of your head and gently pull. Gently is the key word. You always want to be gentle with your neck. For a little extra stretch, you can tilt your chin towards your armpit and then pull down again. Feel that more in like the back of your neck here. And then we'll roll it on over to the other side, do the same thing. And then tilt that chin towards your armpit, gently pull down again. All right, roll it out. And then we're just gonna roll the wrists a little bit. So we did a lot of extension. So we're gonna come into wrist flexion and just pull down, again, very gently here, nothing crazy. Just stretching out the extensors on the top of your forearm. And then the other side, real gentle. Another way you can do this, if I'm kind of in the middle of doing handstands and I want a little break, I'll come and put my hands flat on the ground like this, and then work on sitting upright, and then you can curl your fingers in. So that's another like little stretch I like to do in between handstands, like when I'm at the gym. All right, so that concludes today's workout. I will probably be live streaming later this week for maybe an aerial or pole workout, since I may not do the run this week because of my foot. We'll see. Thanks for joining me. Leave a comment. Let me know if you do the workout. Bye.